Hey everybody, how's it going? Let's do a pre-weekend stream, or not stream, but recording here. Gonna talk about, what the market looks like, and definitely gonna jump into Nansen like we always do, smart money research. And I know that's what a lot of you are here for. Let me make sure I'm sharing here. Yeah. So number one, whenever you begin charting, maybe you don't chart, maybe you do, but anybody that you watch chart, if they're not starting at a high time frame, then they're not doing it right, in my opinion. You always need to find your levels at the high time frame first, and you can adjust them as you go down. But typically, when you find them at the high time frame, they're good. So I'm not using the wicks here. I am using the candle bodies. In this case, this is monthly for Bitcoin. I could even go up to like a 3 monthly or something because it's got so much history. But in fact, normally I would. I'll just show you what that would look like. Sometimes if something has a whole lot of history, I'll do something like this, go to a 6 month and, start with my lines there. There's definitely some resistance lines in here, but I've adjusted them as I've gone down to like a monthly or a weekly. So I would consider this pretty heavy resistance that we've crossed over. And what do we have? We got 23 days left, of course, on this monthly candle. But I mean, could it wick and come back down? Yeah, maybe. But it's got a lot of momentum currently, so I kind of doubt that. Some of you have seen me talk about on my Twitter, like people or letting people know that, keep some on the side just in case there's a dip that you can take advantage of. We did get a small dip. I mean, I was kind of expecting a little bit more. This was a bearish pattern that I saw playing out that I posted on Discord. And it ended up playing out that it came down about 15% overall. And that was this move somewhere. There it is right there. I mean, on the hourly, it looks a lot different. But ultimately, it really wasn't that big of a dip. It was pretty shallow. There is a lot of support here, and I didn't mean to go into the lower time frames yet, but there's a lot of support here, and that's why it held. And it seems like we're trying to break out again, so that's good. I'm a very balanced trader, by the way. I'm never going to be bullish or bearish. I'm just balanced. If I see an opportunity coming or I think it might dip, I'm going to say, hey, I'm keeping some money on the side. And I typically do keep 10 to 30% just in case there's a dip. I don't mind missing something on a pump. I'm in plenty of short-term trades that we do on our Discord that I can keep making money to rotate into longer-term plays. So that's the way that I play it personally. And everybody has to decide what their strategy is. But this is looking very bullish, obviously. If we were to put a fib on this and try to get a, we'll just use the candle bodies here just to be safe, be more conservative. But if we were trying to find a target, might be looking at something like the 88,000 area right up here. That would be the 1272. I highly doubt that we get anywhere above 100K right away because it's a mental stop where, not only would there be a lot of euphoric news about it on the news outlets, but there would also be people taking a lot of profits there because it's one of those whole numbers. It's hard to break past those whole numbers sometimes. Now, this is a little bit different than most cycles, and it has honestly surprised me a little bit. And here I go saying a little bit a lot. But it has surprised me that we just kept going up. I always expected that we were going to keep doing the 4-year cycle. Maybe right around here at the 786 we were going to reject, which we had a wick up to it at one point. Reject, have a pre-halving dip of about 20 to 40% like we always do. And then we would make the big parabolic move sometime around the presidential election. Hasn't really worked out that way. So what happens then going forward? Well, there's a couple different ways to look at it. If you take an Elliott wave and you go 1, 2, then this would basically be your 3, that's your 4, and then your 5. I don't know if it'll be a shallow 5, like a quick 5 like this, or if we do end up pushing up further to 140 or so. And this can definitely happen. I'm no expert with Elliott wave, but I do know that the 5 can't be longer than the 3. Yeah, so that would still be shorter. But this can happen too, where there's a fake out where it just barely gets above, and then we have another dip prior to the presidential election. But I would consider this like a left translated move, and we've never seen one of those before. And the reason why it's left translated is, I mean, it hasn't really, there's still a wick there, so it hasn't truly broken the all-time high yet. But if it did, then we would call that a left translated cycle, and we would say, okay, all bets are off on this one. It's going to be much more difficult to trade this cycle. So in that case, all you can really do is on your altcoins, you're just taking profit as things go up. Maybe at a 5x or a 10x, you take your initial profit off the table on your long-term trades, or on a short-term trade, you're taking 2x initial out, because those can be a little bit more risky, and then you just take it out at increments going forward from there, where it would be, maybe at 25x you take a little bit more profit, 50x, 100x, and then eventually at 100x or 200x you'd be completely out of your position. And sure, you could hold all the way to the top, but you don't know what the top is. It's the problem. And it's much better to have those profits, because you don't actually have that money until you're completely out of the position, or until you take some profits at all. So just remember that just because you're seeing all these unrealized gains, you don't actually own it. It has to be in your cold wallet for you to own it. Yeah, so maybe we get up here to 88K. I don't know. Maybe it comes up short of that. But that is the fib pool, a conservative fib pool, from the top of the candle body here to the lower one here. Let me just look at one other thing. I haven't taken a look at the fibs on this in a while. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense as well. Maybe getting up to 100K and then rejecting. It could happen for sure. I'm not counting anything out. I don't have, nobody really knows what price action is going to do. We have to take it day to day, week to week, and that's why these higher time frames are so important. So if we looked at like a weekly close on this candle, if this candle was to close above here where these candle bodies were, then for sure we're going higher. And we've got 2 days, 7 hours left. So, even though we've gone up much quicker than I anticipated, there's still a chance it could go higher. I would just be careful, because we are at a resistance point. This is why I have money on the side currently. We are at a resistance point, and we have gone up really, really fast with Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin pulls back, so do altcoins. So, just to have some on the side is all I would say. Not financial advice, of course, but it is what I'm doing personally. It's just smart to have it just in case. And if I miss some profits, hey, whatever, I'll make them back later on a different play. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to say there. As far as, I did want to show off this real quick. Let me show you this that I'm testing for someone. Make sure I'm in the right area here. Yeah, so this is kind of like an all-in-one AI-based trading view indicator, and it's called Engineering. It's not out yet, by the way. It is made by the same people that made Engineering Robo, or the same person. This one's going to be called Crypto Engineering, I believe, or Crypto Engineering AI. It does have an AI element to it. When you open it up here, you're going to see some interesting things where, and of course there's a lot of chop sometimes when it's going sideways, but these AI buy and AI sell indicators are very good. There's very good take profit indicators here. And then you also have a dashboard that will show you in real time what Bitcoin's doing, what total market cap's doing, DXY, and what was this one again? I don't know why BTC shows up here again. Maybe, this is just a testing phase and it's going to last for a month, but maybe he's just got this set up here for something in the future that he's still trying to figure out. But it's got your different time frames here to tell you if it's bullish or bearish, neutral, and then it's got a multi-time frame. So the reason why things are pumping right now is because DXY is bearish. And then you also got an RSI thing here, which sometimes it'll show you, maybe DXY is oversold, and that might tell you, well, hey, it could be time to take some profits. So in real time, you can see these things, and see what their correlation to BTC is. Of course, DXY is going to be a direct negative correlation because it does the opposite thing what Bitcoin does most of the time. You'll see volatility numbers, how much volume there is in all of them currently. And this is real neat. There's an AI social intelligence score that tracks Twitter posts, and it tracks, what else? I think Reddit posts of, well, I'm looking at Bitcoin here, but if you were looking at some other altcoin, you could also see this, and I'll show you an example here in a minute. But if we, I mean, this even works on a 15-minute chart, which is crazy. So you could scalp with this as well. And again, it's not out yet. I'll let you know as soon as it is. And I'll tell you how you can get access to it. But I mean, clearly, you know, if you would have bought here, take profit there, which this line I had already drawn, this was a resistance line. Now it's support. And then there was also a take profit warnings up here as well. And then there was an AI sell and then an AI buy to get right back in. So, you know, the only time that any of these indicators don't work great is when price is going sideways for a long time. And that's fine. I mean, you're not going to find anything that gives you perfect signals when things are going sideways. It's just impossible. Typically crypto spends most of its time going sideways. The times when it's breaking out or breaking down, you know, that's maybe 10% of the time. So I think this can be very useful. You don't absolutely have to have it though. I mean, I've showed before in videos that it's very easy to draw your own support resistance lines and just play those lines. I mean, price action is king. You'll never find something that is more powerful than being patient and waiting to buy the support lines and then taking profit at resistance lines. There's just nothing that's better than that. Okay. I think that's all I wanted to say there. You know, keep checking my Twitter, Bike for Sale. There are, you know, calls that I've made recently, like Fed AI right here. This was before it broke out, and then it broke out here. And this is it's a little video on it. If you're interested in what it is, it's an AI project as well. And then if you're interested in our Discord, you can find that on my profile as well. Or I think I'll actually have it in the description too. This is kind of interesting with crypto total market cap currently. Of course, this one includes, actually, I think I want to bring something else up, but we'll look at this one first. So this one includes BTC. I'd rather look at just the altcoins because it probably has more room up. You're getting into this area where there's a lot of chop from previous cycle. And notice here on Bitcoin, when it did this, and I'll mark it. It's kind of from there to there. So it's not perfect, but that's pretty close. Notice how when it started getting up into this same area, that's when it started, you know, having some resistance and coming down. And remember, the left translated cycle is only valid if we get a all-time high breakout and it happens before the halving. And I believe that's around April 15th. I don't know the exact date, but it's somewhere around there. So we could still have a dip before halving, and there's definitely still a possibility of having one after halving, like right after, because the halving may be used. I initially thought maybe the 1st of March to the middle of March might be the dip, and it could still happen, but there's also a possibility that the halving itself may be used as a, how would you put it, a way to get people real euphoric because price is going up right before it, and then they drop the price right around halving to use it as a sell the news event. So just be aware that's a possibility. But here is, you know, that's that idea that we're kind of getting up into this right shoulder. Here's the right shoulder for Bitcoin. You know, they look the same, and you might get a rejection at the top of that right shoulder. So still some room, obviously. And then if we look at total 2 that doesn't include Bitcoin, and actually we'll even look at total 3 because that's everything but Bitcoin and ETH. Yeah. Well, is that the one? Oh, sorry, that is the one I had it on. I did have it on total 3. Okay. So yeah, this is the one I actually meant to show you. So there is some room up still to like 823 billion, somewhere in that range, maybe 800 billion. But yeah, you know, money flow is in the green on market cipher here. Yeah, it's still curling up there. And it's still pretty good on Bitcoin too on the daily. I mean, if you get down to like the 3 hour, money flow could be tapering down, but it seems like it's trying to push back up now. So short term, well, you know, money flow is pretty, you know, fairly peaked out on total 3. So it could start creating some bearish divergence here and push us down on alts. But yeah, I mean, it's possible we might have one more shallow dip or something coming up here in March. And then the bigger dip happens in April or something like that. All right, let's jump into Nansen. We'll talk about smart money. These, I've kind of got this set up on my dashboard a certain way where most people wouldn't. This is smart money buy sell for only new tokens. So this one right here, CLOSEDAI. It's one I haven't looked at yet. It has a lot of new smart money jumping into it, which means price is probably pumped. Yeah, it's got over 700K worth of smart money that has flowed into it. But there's other ones like TPU, NEOW. You know, there's new smart money jumping into these. Let me see if I can find a few more. CSWAP. Now I think that's one that's been moving. Yeah, it's up 348%. I don't think I have any. Yeah, I can't look at what the price is doing on the other ones, but we'll look at it. And then sometimes you might want to look at some that don't have any new joiners yet. You know, maybe it has a few smart money, but you just want to see if you can jump in before them. TAONET, I think, was one to look at as well. I mean, there's so many here. ZKML, you could look at these all day and find good ones. And then this is a real-time DEX feed. You can see what smart money is currently buying. You know, it's happening in real time. There's a trade just happened 1 second ago. This is what I call dumb money versus smart money. It's not a slight at people that are retail. It's just that smart money tends to get in early and sells at the right time, whereas you know, fresh wallet inflow, although that's a lot of the money coming in, they don't know as well when to get in and to get out. So you can find areas to buy and sell with smart money and be ahead of the crowd on that. GEKKO, I haven't seen that one. I don't know what that is. We could look at that one. I know MOG has had some profit taking recently. Flip we called recently. Just trying to see if there's anything else that's interesting here. These aren't just new tokens. They're kind of like all tokens, but they do have a lot of money coming into them right now. Yeah, InkAI has got a lot of people entering that one. DEVVE has been showing up more lately. I wanted to look at that one. See if there's anything else to show you. And there's been, I mean, if you look at the currency thing here, there's definitely been some smart money taking profits. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they're getting out of the market completely, but it does mean that they're keeping some money on the side just in case there is a dip. I mean, or they're just waiting on some kind of new play, you know, waiting for something to pop up that looks interesting to them. And this tells the story even more. I've been talking about this stablecoin exchange flow for a long time. This is, anytime it's going down like this, that means that smart money is taking profits to the side. You know, they're taking stablecoins off the exchange, putting it into their cold wallet. Doesn't necessarily mean that the dip's going to happen right away, but it is kind of a warning signal that it could. We are seeing ETH still come off the exchanges, so you know, there's no warning signal there just yet, but you know, it could pop up at any time. I mean, this is really telling to me. Look how this was pretty narrow. You know, it would have some spikes here. You'll see these purple and teal lines. They're getting bigger than the previous ones, getting taller. And then it kind of tightened here again, and now all of a sudden we're getting a huge spike compared to this one. If we were to go back and look at what, 11th of January, Well, no, they were pretty equal back then, incoming and outgoing. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, outgoing is about $1 billion more right now, so there is an imbalance there. Of course, going into the weekend, volume's going to drop. We're not going to see as much movement, I don't think. And there could be some profit taking today because, you know, Fridays are just that way. Fund managers take profits. Individual wallets take profits too. Yeah, so you know, there is a chance that we'll get that dip still, and it could just be a shallow one and then the bigger one in April. I'm still leaning that way currently, and I can change my mind at any time just based on what price action's doing, but that's what I see so far. And this kind of reinforces that, where smart money is going into currency currently anyway, last 24 hours. Yeah, DeFi, people are buying DeFi, consensus layer exchange, tokens, what else? Media, entertainment, scaling, connectivity. Not much going into these other ones just yet. See what else we can look at. I want to bring up a few more coins and then I'll start running through them real quick. And then we'll wrap it up. Let's see. Oh, TBANK. Yeah, that's one I talked about on Twitter. We gave it to our Discord members way early, of course, but I could just show you, you know, the smart money in those. I don't think any of them are selling yet. It's slowed down a little bit as far as the, you know, smart money buying into it, but typically smart money is early, and we were very early. We were ahead of the smart money on this one. Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll go to signals. Okay. So this is just smart money token flow, what they're buying currently. This is just like a, well, not a stable coin, but it's a staking coin, I think. So that one doesn't matter. Anytime it says they received a token like BAT here, that means smart money is buying it. You know, they're sending it to their wallet. And if they sent, like right here, if they sent, that means they're sending it to the exchange to sell. Whether it's a DEX or a CEX, doesn't matter. Trying to find something that's under 500 million, preferably. DODO. This one could be one to look at. Sounds like an old one. Yeah, that's an old token. I really like finding new tokens. Here's one, 2023. Oh yeah, RBX, yeah. That one just started moving. I know smart money was accumulating that for a long time. RIO is a good long-term play. We can look at that. What else? SAVM started moving. Good look at that one. Yeah, see right there, smart money received $30 million worth of USDT in the past 24 hours. That's a 10x change. You know, 10x difference in the recent average of what the volume has been. So I think that's notable. You know, that happened, well, it gave that update 6 minutes ago. Oh, they sent. Okay, so they're sending this to the exchange. They're selling that one. Oh, DEVVE. I think I brought that. Okay, so let's just end it there on the ones that I'm going to bring up, and then we'll look through them here. Sometimes these new ones don't show how many smart. Well, there is 15 smart money holders on this one. Okay, but I need to look at. I'm gonna have to look at the chart on this one. What did I call it? Closed AI. Okay, yeah, I can see why they're buying that one. I mean, we had a clear. I'm going to do this as fast as I can because there's a lot of charts to look through. But here's our clear range on a 3-hour chart, and I have to go really low on time frame on a new. Yeah, this one's actually pumping a little bit. Closed AI. Might be one to look into. I mean, it's at least going to come back up to this wick most likely, so that's a 4x. Yeah, I'll probably mention this one to the group, to our Discord group. And for those of you that don't know, this is our Discord. You know, we do our signals here. I've got 2 other people that help me call signals. There's some really good plays lately that we jumped into. And then we have these signals here that you can see in real time. Happens every hour on the hour, to where you can see exactly what I'm seeing in Nansen as far as what smart money is buying or what retail's buying, or you know, some of the top smart money wallets. It gives this in real time to show what they're buying. And then we also track the tokens that we're in to make sure that you know, if there's any selling going on, we want to take some profits. Let's see. Okay. And we have big plans for that Discord, by the way. It's going to keep getting better. There's going to be more and more alpha. We're going to get into plays earlier and earlier to make more profits. Yeah, so this one looks pretty good. I would just say, okay, this is support, this is resistance. Once it gets above this, then it's really bullish. This would be a good buying area. So that's CLOSEDAI. We'll look at TPU. I gotta make sure on the name of this. Yeah, Tensor Space is the name of it. Oh yeah, that one pumped really hard, didn't it? Unless I've got the wrong chart. Tensor Space Cloud. Yeah, brand new token. Doesn't really matter how much it's up. Usually on these brand new ones, they can keep running. Oh yeah, it's only up like 100%. It's not, that's nothing at all. Let me verify something on this one. I've got 3 zeros and a 6. I just need to verify that it's the correct coin. Well, this one's 4 cents. That can't be right. Oh, that's WETH. Never mind. Well, there's some conflicting information. I'm trying to find the USD price here. Well, we'll just bring up the WETH chart then. That may be what I have here. But it's showing it in USD, so maybe that's fine. I don't know. It is Tensor Space, though. That's the name of it. Yeah, I mean, all these charts look the same. So in this case, I can't really draw many lines. I mean, maybe here. I mean, it's just too new. It came out 2 days ago. I don't think I have enough information to really... Yeah, there's just not enough there to tell anything. Now we'll look at NEOW. And all of these, by the way, are high risk, so just be careful. You know, usually in this case, I would keep how much I put into it low. Neo World Cash, maybe that's it. No, because it's supposed to be a new one, isn't it? March 2024. No price. These are harder to look up. But I know a lot of you are interested in new tokens like this. Oh, that's the wrong one. It's NEOW. Okay. Yeah, so it's this one. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's actually a really good looking chart. Yeah, I like these that dump a lot. I mean, as long as it's not a rug pull, which most of them aren't in general. But, you know, money flow's coming up. It's looking real good. I'm going to definitely mention that one to the group too, probably. We'll look at it more closely anyway. I don't do it just automatically. We don't just jump into something. We want to make sure it looks good first. Okay, CSWAP. Let's check that one out. Cross swap. Maybe that's it. Or chain swap. I'm just doing this off screen. You're on the other screen. So this one's called chain swap. Yeah, brand new token. I mean, all of these look like they could have some promise. You know, this is kind of like a triangle forming. And this is an important pattern to remember. I mean, it's not fully developed, obviously, but if you get a breakout above it, you know, it could even come down further first. But if you get a breakout above this triangle, that's probably the best time to get in. Too new to really know what price action is going to do. I mean, I can't call this, what it's going to do. Yeah, I mean, it could even, it's probably going to come down more first, I would imagine. But this looks okay. It might be one, it's an interesting one anyway. This one is Zen. Zen. Zenith, I think this one's called Zenith. This is a February 2024. This one shows May 2023. I guess I got the wrong one. This could be it. March. Current price 24. No, 17.8. Okay, this could be it. Let me see when this one was released. March 7th. Okay. Yeah, okay, this is the right one. Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about this. I don't really like it too much. I mean, it could be like a bearish pattern that turns into a bullish one eventually, but I'm just not interested in that one right now, so I'm going to get rid of that. Doesn't look good enough. TAONET. Not coming up. That's the right spelling. I wish I could bring up contract addresses in TradingView, but it won't let you do that. I don't know why TAONET's not coming up. Oh well, we'll have to skip that one. I think that could be a good one though. We like to play off that that TAO narrative, kind of like with TBANK, right? TAOBANK. Okay, GEKKO. We might be able to look at smart money here for once. These newer ones don't show smart money much. There's a couple. This one has a lot of trust in this trade, but that alone doesn't mean something because they sold in the last 7 days. They sold off some of it, but we can look and see what the chart is. Yeah, money flow is coming out of it. It's not interesting enough, so I'm just going to skip that one. DEVVE. This is DEVVE here. Yeah, it was down in a support area right there, so I can see why people are accumulating this one down here. Still new. Kind of a long, drawn out. Yeah, it could be breaking out there. I mean, it could also be a deviation above the mean there. What I would do normally here is I would just put like a bullish above here line so you don't get faked out, because it's clearly some resistance right there. And then I would say, okay, you know, this is kind of like your buy zone. And then if it got under this support here, you're not interested anymore. One to look at though, for sure, because it was very popular recently. Okay, here's one, TAOBANK. This one does have a lot of smart money in it. This person here has 80,000 worth, 15,000 worth. So there's some decent conviction here, not much selling. This person completely got out recently, which is good. I mean, you want to clear out those people and let price keep going up. And if we were to look at TAOBANK, it is having a little bit of a dip here. This is that pattern I was talking about. You want to see this triangle break above, and when it does, you're taking off. I don't know what the social intelligence score of this one is. Let's see how many people are talking about it. We got it way down here at 65 cents. Yeah, not many people talking about it right now. That's fine. It'll get going again. This TAOBANK here is DODO. Older token, so there should be something showing up for smart money. A little bit of selling recently. You got some funds in this one. This is a good fund right here. Nothing bought, within the last 30 days, and people haven't really been buying it. So I would be surprised if it took off, but it is a little bit. It's doing it on low volume. Not much of a move yet. I mean, you might still be able to catch some of this. I noticed it popping up on Nansen a couple of days. Oh, okay, look at that. That's not bad at all. This is a pretty good setup, assuming it breaks above here. It needs to get above this resistance. So I would say, okay, your resistance is somewhere in here, a full 4-hour or daily candle above there, and you're gone. So this is actionable, I believe, where maybe it was a cup and handle, and the handle's complete and it's ready to go. Money flows in the green, and that's on a weekly. I mean, it probably looks just as good on the daily here. Yeah. So pop above and you take off, and maybe you're going all the way up to 170 or so, right up here into this order block. Could be anywhere from like 113 to 170, something like that. Yeah, maybe 138. Yeah, I like that area. All right, that's DODO. Here is RBX. This is a liquidity provider, so don't worry about the $7 million, what looks like a $7 million buy. That's not real. It was just money being transferred, or tokens being transferred for liquidity, most likely. And this one's okay. I mean, I'm not really interested in it, to be honest with you. Yeah, it actually had a pretty big dip recently. I wouldn't be surprised if it found support here somewhere and got moving again, but it's not ready to go yet. Okay, RIO. Somebody bought a bunch of it recently, and that's just an individual wallet there. Oh, did it break $1? Oh, okay. Yeah, big volume after it broke the $1, or to break the $1, either way. I actually have this chart, I believe. This is one of our favorite long-term plays. Real world assets, that sort of thing. Yeah, I had this thing bullish above here. It actually came down and touched this line perfectly. I mean, that would have been an amazing buy to have a limit buy there, or somewhere in there. Sometimes there's not enough liquidity to get completely filled there. But this is a big move by, if it comes down 50% into even the dollar range, or like 95-cent range, might be a good buy for, continued momentum up, because it was consolidating for a while there after its first move up. SAVM. Yeah, this one's had a pretty good move. A lot of resistance right here, though. I would suspect that it's going to dip a little bit. Maybe back in here to, I don't know, $6 area or something. See what the smart money shows on it. Yeah, some buying here, some buying there. So, people are interested in it. There has been some selling lately. Yeah, doesn't look bad. I mean, this is trending up, so that's a good sign. You know, people are smart money buying, and there's more wallets entering as well. Okay, let's talk about DEFROGS. This is definitely one I wanted to get into. Let me see here. Yeah, February 2024, 8 million valuation. It's dipped a lot. Could be a good time to get into it. I was looking at the chart yesterday, and I thought I liked what I saw. Yeah, it's down into a support area here. I mean, this is just a massive. When it comes down to it later on, when you look at this token, like many months down the road, this is just going to look like a falling wedge, or I mean, it could be considered a bull flag. But anyway, this bottom wick right here, that's your support. It's coming down into it. I think this could be a really good play for accumulation. And then actually need to go up to a higher time frame to see this. There's your resistance there. Not that I put those every time. That could be more like a, it's not a true take profit. I wouldn't really want to take profit on that small of a move. I'd want to see it get above there. We could call this the bullish line. You know, it's not really bullish till it gets above there. But I think I would drop it more into here. Maybe. Yeah. That looks fine. That's your bullish above here line, where you can feel pretty confident that it looks like it's going to establish new support and take off. All right, that was DEFROGS. And let me just see. Is there anything else I wanted to cover? I like to try to knock out as many tokens as I can for you to see if you know, there's anything interesting. Sometimes I'll talk about higher cap tokens too, like GALA is almost always on the front of the list there. I think I have a prepared chart for this one. Yeah, it broke out, and then the take profit area is kind of right in here. This box could even go up to here, 27 cents, but I would say on average, you know, 16 cents, 17 cents, something like that is probably where it's going to find a rejection, which is a pretty good move. You know, it's like 4x, and for a high market cap, that's good. Let me just see if there's anything else real quick, just to end this. Trying to find gems for you, you know, things that are mostly ready to move. Virtual started popping up again recently. Let me take a look at that one. Oh, HYPR, that's a good one. HYPR's one that we're in this one already. We'll just look at a few more here. And I'm sure there's one here I'm going to miss and it just goes crazy, but you know, you can't catch all of them. And there's DEFROGS showing up. This is just showing the smart money inflow, you know, smart money buying things and all that. Is this Axelar? For a while there, this one was popping up a lot. VIRTU, that one's been showing up some. It just takes them a while to move at times. That's the only reason. This is virtual protocol. It's already up 62%. Yeah, there's an up, kind of a up move. Somebody in our group actually told me about this one yesterday. And I said, yeah, we played it one time before, but it can move again, you know, just because we play it once doesn't mean we're never going to play it again. So it's good to look back into them. I don't know if I have a save. I might have. No, I don't have a saved one for this one. Called virtual protocol. Oh yeah, it broke out, didn't it? I wouldn't really chase this, but man, this looks so much like what Movie did. Like it broke out of a kind of a downwards consolidation, and then it took off, and then it had a rest here, and then it took off again, and it looks like that's what's happening with this. So it can definitely keep running. I don't like to chase green candles. That's how I am. But we did play this one previously for like a 4x move, 3x move, something like that. Okay, here's hyper smart money. It's looking pretty good. It's got an uptick on smart money here. Somebody bought today. Yeah, we got a lot of smart money in this one. They like it. Called Hyper Protocol, 11 million fully diluted valuation. I don't know what the actual market cap is, but it could be the same. Oh, wait, here it is. Is that it right there? Market cap. I don't know, maybe it's 3 million. I'm not sure. It's low anyhow. So if we looked at Hyper, I think I do have this one saved. I've actually got some take profit areas. I told people yesterday, or maybe it was this morning, I said, if this take profit area is hit, you may want to take some profits because that's a lot of resistance right there. So this thing could roll back over about 50%, 10-cent area or something, maybe even a little bit lower. And it would be another good place to buy because it is going to hit these higher targets, I believe. It is very bullish right now. Here is FOOM. Let me just see what smart money looks like first. Yeah, that's real high conviction buy actually today for this one. I saw this one pop up previously, like a couple weeks ago, and now it's popping up again. So might be one to look into. Let's see if I've got a chart on it. Yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, it took off big from that bullish line before. Now it's getting up into resistance, so it could reject one more time. And if it was to come down, that 50% again to this like 3,300 area, 3,400, that would be a good buy, especially if it came down to the bullish line again, which may not happen. And then we will finish it up with these last two. This is AXE. It's the one I'm thinking about. It's one I've looked at before. Could be different. There is a smart money buy today. Couple funds in it. Gotta make sure I got the right one. 695. No, that's a different one. Okay, so it's not XLR. I don't know. Can't find this one very easily. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. Oh, so this one looks pretty good. Yeah. If it can stay above this area at 630 or so, then it's going to keep going. It's already up about 3x though. Some resistance here, but it can get going for sure. Doesn't mean it's going to stop it. And then we'll look at VIRTU, which is VIRTU Cloud. 9 million market cap. It's a brand new token. There's a few in it. Not a whole lot of conviction in this one. Volume's been pretty decent lately. Looks like it's been going sideways. Yeah, a little bit. Maybe like could be what Cubic did recently, where it looked like it was going to roll over and then it just ended up being like a triangle pattern. So this could be bullish still, even though it's up from bottom 36x. I mean, I've seen them still run from that, but it could also be one where it dips down one more time to this level. So I would call support 028. And if you get a green candle above, like a 4-hour candle, then it's going to take off again. I don't know anything about this token though. And a lot of these aren't fundamental plays for me anyway. If I see smart money in it, then that tells me that they've probably done their due diligence, or maybe they see in the chart that it's going to take off. Maybe it's just a technical thing. I just have more confidence with smart money, and that's what we do in our Discord, by the way. If you want to join our Discord, we have a lot of discussions. People are always looking for plays in here. We constantly call plays that are good plays. So, you know, if it's something you want to look into, I will put the link below, and you can jump in and see what you think. We do have big plans for it. Some exciting stuff coming up over the next few weeks. Okay, well, I'm going to end it there. If y'all have any questions, leave it in the comment below. Hit the like button, all that. Subscribe, share it with your friends. Somebody else may be looking to learn how to do smart money research. Y'all have a good weekend, and we'll try to do this again next week.